Hello, everyone. Welcome to Political to Grow by Sherry. I'm Sherry, and the focus of today's reading is going to be the health of our democracy. Our democracy has been under attack, and so far, the courts are holding. So far, Trump is sort of doing what, the courts are ruling ish, sort of eventually. Not without a lot of, running around and just, defying court orders. And then they eventually start, with the U.S. aid is one of that I'm thinking of specifically. So I just want to look at the health of our democracy with that. So let me fix that camera a little bit more. So, the health of our democracy. What is it that we need to know? Is the Constitution going to hold? What can we expect in these next few months? All of that just kind of wrapped up into this base reading. As always, this is for entertainment purposes only. So, the health of our democracy. Just where are we at with all of that? Okay. Well, this is encouraging. The very first card is victory. So let's hope that democracy, and I was asking about the democracy. I wasn't asking about the Trump administration. So let's hope that this is, victory for our democracy. Okay. Democracy wins. Let's hope that that's patience, temperance. Weathering the storm is the very first thing that I got with this is be patient. We're going to weather this storm. It's going to be fine. So that's encouraging. I take a deep breath and know that, we are going, so far, the center of this is we're going to, now watch the Tower card will probably come up next. Oh, good. This is reaping what we sow, long-term plans. This country was formed in 1776. We've been around for a bit. And so this is, I almost get the feeling of growing pains. Like this is a time for us to come back to who we are as a nation. It's almost like we're going through an identity crisis right now, and we are deciding who we are. And I was asking about our democracy, and, it's like overwhelmingly the people support democracy. Sure wish the people in charge would. This is a happy home, happy, stable, country, and this really is what we want to go back to. This is the foundation of this reading of the health of our democracy is we have institutions that are strong. Now, these institutions are only as strong as the people that are leading them. So, where the Trump people are is we see what is going on there. However, the laws are what's going to be helping, keep this steady this ship. And as I said, that the Four of Swords. This is a time of, this is a card of laying in rest. I don't think that our democracy isn't going to die. This is one of really like taking a step back and deciding, we're at a crossroads right now. I mean, this is, yes, the center of this is democracy survives. Our institutions survive. We have, that stability of that longevity of our Constitution. However, this is all great, but this is serious. We really are at that crossroads of who are we as a country. And this is also almost feeling like the people that should be fighting aren't fighting. I will say that's also a feeling I'm getting with this. It's like, where are you? I know a lot of, the Democrats, the constituents are, why are you not fighting harder? And we want to see more. And the other thing about this is that this is the unknown. We really don't know how this is going to turn out. And we hope that we have a country at the end of this. But this is a lot of uncertainty coming up in this card. And that's what we're facing. It's like the heart of this is we know who we are as a country. We want our institutions to hold. We have the stability and of the longevity of our country. We want to see our leaders fighting as hard as we're fighting, and the fear of unknown. We need some, that calming presence to tell us this is our plan going forward. This is how we're going to fight, and this is how we're going to preserve our country. And right now, we're just not, it's this, uncertainty that we're really, oh my gosh, the anxiety and uncertainty with that. So, what is Trump going to be successful in? Let's just ask, this is from the people's side. Is Trump going to be successful in destroying, our democracy? Well, that card, what is that? I'm going to go ahead and read this since that kind of flipped out there. This is, democracy or fascism. And you've got the red hats here deciding, that are sadly in charge right now. That doesn't mean that we give up. That doesn't mean that we don't, fight for our democracy. This means that, and I think even here, you've got some MAGA people that are like, they're at a crossroads too. This is not what we voted for. This is not what we signed up for. This is no. Now, there's some, you're always going to have, some that are, going to align themselves with fascism, but, whatever. But the majority here of the MAGA world even is like starting to question. So I'm just going to kind of set that out to the side since that card kind of just flipped out as I was shuffling. We'll just set that one over there. Okay, so Trump, is he going to be successful in, whatever it is? I mean, right now it's appearing like he just wants to destroy our country, destroy democracy, become an authoritarian, fascist leader, and turn it all over to Putin. So, that was a lot to have to unload there. And with that being said, if you're enjoying this reading, go ahead and hit subscribe and like. Oh my goodness. Okay. Is Trump going to be successful? Dear Lord. Okay. And with being successful, Knight of Wands, this is, he's got a message that he is the government. He is the law. He is what he is. He wants to be the center of everybody's world. And right now, for better or worse, we're still talking about him. So, Knight of Swords, this is someone who just races into battle. This is someone who doesn't necessarily think things through. This is someone who's erratic and irrational. So that is, sorry about that. Needed to get a quick drink. So yeah, this is someone who's not thinking things through clearly. Like, it's almost like, I want what I want, and I want it now. And I'm not going to, I don't care what anybody else thinks. Lot of emotions. Once again, cups, a lot of times, people, oh, it's cups, it's love. It's not necessarily love. This could be his extreme narcissism. Like, there is not enough in this world for him. There is not enough oxygen for him. There is not enough money. There is not enough adoration. If you've known anybody that is a narcissist, the best way to describe it is they could literally take your last dying breath and be like, that's it, there's not more, you can give me more. So this is, and I'm getting the base of this is like his downfall. It's because he's never satisfied. He always has to have more. So this is, and also like the mental health. He's not thinking things through rationally. He's just like, give me, give me, give me. He's like, the little toddler in chief there. I am the government. I want what I want, and you're going to give it to me now. As he, uses his little Sharpie on all those executive orders, the burden that's being felt by everybody, and this is also him, like, I want it all. And this is not somebody who is able to carry all of that. I just want what I want. I want it all just to want it all. He doesn't really want anything. He just wants it all. If I have it, that means you can't have it. That's the feeling I'm getting from that. So the mental health here is just like, whoo. Page of Cups. Pages are messengers. Cups, once again, all that emotion. And this is going to be, just think of, literally like a child who does not have control of their emotions. So a lot of mental stuff here, a lot of emotions, a lot of erratic decision making. I kind of wonder if this isn't going to be his downfall. Is this mental, is that what saves our country? I'm going to just kind of pull these over here. There we go. Okay. So this was just our base reading of, our democracy. The people are wanting to see somebody who fights for our country. We need strong leadership that is going to help us through, this really stressful time. We have Trump is acting extremely erratic, and it's almost like this feeling of the more the courts tell him no, the more he wants it anyway, the more he's going to do, whatever anyway. So, with that, oh, and then as I said, this card kind of flipped out, and as I was shuffling, and this is, I think that there's definitely going to be there. MAGA is starting to wake up, some of them, and they're starting to realize maybe they should have made a different choice. That's just the feeling I'm getting from that. So Trump's mental state, is this, where is this going? That's interesting because I came up with like the health of our democracy, and what came up was, yes, we want someone to fight for our country, and Trump is being very erratic in his emotions and his decision making. I mean, he's just not, his narcissism is on, full display here. So what else about this, mental state do we need to know? And with that, Fox is loose in the hen house. He wants to try to grab, it's like this smash and grab. He's trying to grab everything he can possibly grab. And I realized that as I said that, he's been known for grabbing things that aren't his to grab. So, yeah, he's just, this is not a card of honesty. This is a card of, once again, a lot of emotions. I want what I want when I want. Okay. In a positive position, this is people rejoicing. In the negative position, it is not. People are not rejoicing. And he just doesn't understand. Why do people not love him? Well, Dawn, let me tell you, you start taking away people's Social Security and their health care and protections that are in, the government for people, they're not going to like you and they're not going to be happy with you. The plan. They had a plan. They want to get as much money as they can get. It's all about money. And that's interesting that came up, because I was asking about him, and it's like, this card can mean a couple of things. I mean, it's either they are left wanting or we, the people, are left wanting. That's interesting with that. But it's almost like they had a plan, but they're left wanting. Karma. This is not long lasting. I really don't see this being a long lasting thing. And King of Swords. Wow. I've been getting that as Putin when I, ask about Trump. This could also be the courts finally step in a major way. I'm going to put more cards on this because this is karma, the Wheel of Fortune. What goes around comes around, and the court's making decisions, or somebody is making, these are major decisions. So let's see. Who is this King of Swords? What do we need to know about that King of Swords? Once again, while this is a happiness card, it's also a card of gluttony. So let's just keep that in mind, the two meanings there. Going in a new direction. This can literally be fleeing under the dark of night and not being happy with what he's being told. I think that this is the courts telling him no. The courts are, somebody's intervening because you've got somebody who is just being irrational and erratic. A lot of cups here, a lot of emotions, and this not being happy with what they're seeing. This is a card of not being happy, and that's this King of Swords. Somebody steps in, and so it could be an institution. It could be the courts that step in and say enough. That it could be a medical doctor that steps in. I know that there was, the psychologists are still coming out saying, this is a dangerous man because of his because of what he's displaying, because of the actions that he's taking. This is sounding the alarm. Okay, that's what we're getting here with, this could be a doctor, this could be a lawyer, this could be a medical professional, it could be a judge. This is somebody who has the ability because kings are in a position of power to make a decision and to say enough. So yeah, that's really interesting that came up. So what I was getting here is I was asking about the health of our democracy, and what I got was, we need a hero. I'm so Gen X. We need a hero. We need somebody who's going to step up and fight for our country, and to have that unifying message of, this is what we do. This is how we do this. Because right now it's a lot of grassroots efforts with protesting, with the economic protests, with, the Ides of Trump. All of that is this grassroots movement. And I'm seeing a more unified message to save democracy, that is starting to coalesce. On the other side of Trump and what he's doing, I get that he just doesn't, it's almost like he doesn't understand why the people don't adore him. Really? I mean, we could tell you why. We have told you why. We've been very explicit as to why. So yeah, with that, and it shows like that there's this somebody, whoever this King of Swords is, steps in and says no to his erratic behaviors, when I say this is a card of someone fleeing under the dark of night, all I'm doing is describing the card. You can see that here for yourself. And then also this final one of, he's not being happy being told no. So whenever it gets to the point where, you can't be president anymore, this card, I also get the feeling of, okay, when the Republicans walked the articles of impeachment over to Nixon, President Nixon, and said, it's done. You're over. You need to resign. It's that kind of feeling that I'm getting with this. So that will be really interesting to see, who is it that's going to stand up and say enough and puts a stop to this. This is a person that we need to put a pin in this and watch for this King of Swords. And as I said, the way it came up in this is not Putin. This is somebody who, this is either going to be, because the way I was asking, what I was asking about, Trump's, health, mental health, whatever, the way he's acting, and it's on display for everybody to see. Everybody's sounding the warnings. So this is somebody who is going to be either swords is somebody, and kings. So the king is somebody in a position of power. A sword is either a medical doctor. A sword could be the legal, the sword of justice. Somebody who is in a position of power that can say enough and start putting a stop to some of this. So this is kind of what we need to kind of be watching for. So yeah, our democracy is, we're at a crossroads. But I think the way this is showing is, and it's not just one thing. I consistently get, it is not just one thing. It's not just one person. It's everybody doing something until you finally do get to this one thing. So whatever this one thing is, this one person, this one institute, this one something is what is coming up as what we need to watch for. Okay. So, yeah. Keep up the good work. Keep up the calls. I love 5 calls. That's been my favorite app to use. Actually, I don't use the app. I use the 5calls.org is also on the computer. They do have an app. So do the phone calls, follow Indivisible, follow 5051, attend the peaceful protest marches if you can. It's going to take everybody doing something. So with that being said, thank you for joining me. Make sure you, like, subscribe, just in case I didn't say it, for entertainment purposes only. And I will catch you on the next video. Have a great day.